Bad idea. Biden strikes again. His terrible Supreme Court reforms would hurt our democracy. Democrats are always smugly telling us how they are the only ones who can preserve democracy, while they back ideas that would undermine one of our nation's most esteemed institutions. I almost feel bad for. After he was pushed out of the presidential race by bosses last month, has become simply put irrelevant as he waits out the end of his one term in office. In a desperate ploy to remind people he's still president, as all eyes have shifted to penned an opinion column in this week, laying out several reforms for the president's ideas should be shelved as quickly as his relevance. Biden has joined the chorus of and their media allies saying there is a crisis at the highest court, with faux ethics scandals and flag-flying controversies. This is a false narrative, and it's a dangerous message to spread in an already polarized country. It probably wouldn't surprise you that the only justices who have come under scrutiny are the ones appointed by Republican presidents. Democrats are always smugly telling us how they are the only ones who can preserve democracy, while they back ideas that would undermine one of our nation's most esteemed institutions. Rewriting history. Prove fealty to the media gaslights voters by rewriting her past. Biden wrote, "Is happening now is not normal," and it undermines the public's confidence in the court's decisions, including those impacting personal freedoms. What isn't normal is the level of orchestrated attacks on one branch of government by another one. The steady drumbeat of negative attention on the conservative majority of the nation's highest court is what has caused public confidence to drop, not its actions. Democrats throw a tantrum because they don't like court's decisions. Be real about what's going on. Biden and are angry about decisions the court has made in recent years. First and foremost, they are aghast that the overturned, weighed and returned limits on abortion to the states. Plus, the court has slapped down numerous attempts at throughout his presidency, most notably last year when it ruled that his efforts to cancel hundreds of billions in student debt were unconstitutional. Biden strikes out telling his student loan scam is illegal. Will it stop him? Biden claims he has great respect for our institutions and the separation of powers, yet he has flaunted his disdain for the court's decisions and specifically said its ruling on student loans wouldn't stop him from similar efforts. In other words, it did its job by serving as a check on another branch of government. Biden's proposed changes would blur the lines of the government's separation of powers and the independence the court has enjoyed since its inception. One upside: they are not likely to go anywhere soon. Republicans strongly oppose Biden's blueprint, and any amendment to the Constitution would first need approval from two-thirds of the high bar. Yet, Harris, the likely Democratic presidential nominee, has embraced the reforms, meaning these are talking points that we will keep hearing about through the election. Term limits for justices? The worst idea is to impose term limits for justices. Biden 18-year term limits for the 9 justices, meaning a president would be able to appoint a new justice every 2 years. It's hard to miss the hypocrisy of who spent nearly 4 decades in the Senate, arguing passionately for term limits. Identity politics: women and white dudes pledge their allegiance to Kamala Harris. Talk about weird. While terms limits may sound nice and offers a way to offload the sitting justices they despise, it goes against what our founders envisioned when they clearly wrote that justices and federal judges shall hold their during good. In other words, these are lifetime appointments until death, retirement, or impeachment intervene. Biden once opposed meddling with the high court, including efforts to the court to dilute justices whom one may not like. What is proposing now is not unlike what tried to do in 1937 when he was perturbed that the had blocked some of his big government expansion. Adam White, a senior fellow at the WHO, served in 2021 on the of the has closely studied policies such as term limits and court packing. While he came into the assignment open to term limits via Constitution,